Yeah. When we were playing, no chance, absolutely no chance.
Why do you think it is a penalty?
Because physical, it's very physical in today's game. You know, and we're going to see the other penalty in a minute. And we're
a moment in context with the one that went Bournemouth's way, but Bournemouth haven't got themselves back in the game. That parity only lasted for 4 minutes because you were slightly worried about them from set pieces, Jamie.
Well, they're not necessarily a big side. That's the problem. You've got your two centre-backs, Senesi and Hill. Hill can head the ball, but if you can almost take him out of the equation, it's difficult. And in that instance, Senesi, number 5, he gets a great leap. He gets his first touch, and you can see Hill, it just unfortunately hits him on the side of the face. Liverpool, that was a big moment in the game. And then Bournemouth get this moment. Tavernier, brilliant. Lends it to Evanilson. Nice little bit of movement. Krupi then comes into the space. Plays it, Nielsen takes a great first touch across Harry Maguire, and Harry just gets his arm out. And I know what everyone else is saying, well, what's the difference? I think the difference is he's going in goal, he's denied a goal-scoring opportunity, it obviously means it's going to be a red card. And Harry's just, because of his momentum.
Very harsh. First and foremost, the interplay between the two boys up front. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Once he gets himself in there, I'm saying myself here, I'm going to finish myself. But, like I said, today's game, you go down, you got a great opportunity of getting a penalty, and unfortunately for Manchester United, Harry Maguire gets sent off as well.
So let's have a...
I mean, it is hard. I mean, the more you watch it, it's so... And what's the amazing...
What's the difference between the two?
That's the thing. That's the thing, and I think normally, because he's not given
that one again, Jamie.
Because he's not given this one, I think it's probably human nature to not give the other one. He's decided not to. Look, I just think that's really hot. There's the same thing. Ahmad's just too weak. He goes down.
But you say that. Evanilson was weak as well.
But is Ahmad through on goal? And Evanilson is through on goal. Is that the difference?
It's exactly the same thing. They're both gone down weakly. There is no difference.
Let's have a look at the actual penalty, though, because
brilliant.
He looked nervous, didn't he, in the actual
he looked
those moments
in a net like that. He obviously wasn't. This is brilliant. Look at his technique. I mean, Andy, you as a forward, that's brilliant, isn't it? You like him as well, don't you?
That is top draw for a young man. You know, what's he, 18?
19 years old, and that's his 9th goal of the season, the highest scoring teenager in the Premier League.
Even before that...
Just come on as well, didn't he?
Just come on. I like what... When's the penalty had been given, he's a young man, Even Ilson's on the pitch. He ran over to Lemons and just nicked the ball off him. He said, I'm taking this. I think that shows you and tells you everything about him. 19 years of age, another one. The recruitment at Bournemouth is so good.
Yeah.
And he's a sensational young player.
Really nervous, as you could see there. Let's hear from Bruno Fernandes now. He's with David Craig.
Bruno, it's another game unbeaten for Manchester United, but is there perhaps a sense of frustration that you're not going away with here with all 3 points?
I'm more disappointed because I think we did enough to get that 3 points. Obviously, we end up you had to finish the game with a lot of suffering and trying to not concede a goal. The frustration also came a little bit into ourselves because obviously we had a situation where we could have gone 3-1 up, and from that situation we end up conceding another goal. I think we could have gone 2-0 and then we end up conceding a goal, not getting a penalty, and then we get a penalty against where more or less it's the same situation as Ahmad. One is rewarded as a penalty, the other one not. I know it's difficult for the referee to give 2 penalties in the same game for the same team, but what I don't understand is why VAR doesn't get involved in that situation, and or either way in the situation of Ari, because either one is a penalty and the other one too, or none of them is a penalty.
I can understand, and we don't want to get you into trouble with the authorities, but is there a frustration that can you see similarities between the one that's not given for you and the one that sees Harry pick up a red card and is given?
Yeah, because I think Ahmad is getting to a point where he's going to shoot, and he gets pushed or pulled. I can't exactly see how it happens, but you can see that is there something that gets him completely out of balance, and obviously I think it's very frustrating for the small players because they always say he's very soft on the small players, and when he's in a bigger player, they say they end up giving the falls. I do think that on the Ari situation it is a penalty, but I think in the Ahmad one is also a penalty, and obviously that could have changed the game.
You mentioned having to sit and suffer a little bit, especially with 10 men, but the fact that you were able to do that and still come away from this game with something, does that tell us how Manchester United have evolved since Michael Carrick and his backroom team have come in?
No, I think that's always been part of the club. It doesn't change who's the manager in charge. Obviously, in the last period, we've been very positive with the results, and obviously that gives more of positive energy to the team to understand that we can get results anywhere we go. It's been very important for us in the last period with Michael, because we've been in a very good form, and obviously today we had to suffer. We had to run a little bit more, and we did at the end up getting a point. What's not everything is not everything negative from the game, so we got something from it.
Clearly, getting a Champions League spot for next season is the aim. Whatever happens with the other results this weekend, you go into the international break, you will be third. Could it be higher than third, the way this Manchester United team are playing and believing in themselves come the end of the season?
No, what it could be better is that in the next game we have to get the 3 points that we didn't got today. That's all. We need to go game by game, because Premier League is very tough. We have a lot of competition to play against in this moment, because Villa is very close to us, Liverpool and Chelsea also, so we need to be aware of that, but our aim is looking forward and try to get the 3 points, not that we're not going to be looking at them, but we know that we have to run away from them, and the best way to do is getting points, and if you're going to get closer to the one in front of you, you still have to get the 3 points.
And just very finally, earlier this year, all of you as a team, the whole club had to take a lot of criticism. You had to suffer a lot of weight on your shoulders from all directions. Is there now a new feeling around Manchester United? Is this a real good feeling, and what Manchester United stand for and are about?
No, it's gonna always be like that. When you get results, you're gonna get your flowers. When you don't get the results, you're gonna get the criticism. It's part of being a Man United player. You play for a top club where the demand is very high from everywhere, from everyone. You know that you're gonna have a lot of people with the eyes on our club, because of the club is massive, and social-wise even more. So it's a lot of eyes looking for us. But if you decide to play for this club, and if you are at this club, it's because you are a big player, and you have to have a big personality to be here, understanding that it's going to be highs and lows, and you have to deal with them in the same way.
Bruno, appreciate your time. Thank you
very much.
Thank you. Good luck.
And they won't be feeling too much joy tonight, because they'll feel like this is 2 points dropped from the positions they got themselves in. And Bruno made the point as well that those were the same incidents, and if one's a penalty, then the other one should be a penalty as well. Andy thought the foul on Ahmad was a penalty, albeit perhaps soft. Jamie, can you explain why you think this was not given and not overturned as well by VAR?
I just think because if you look at where true foul is, and you can see Senesi number 5, he's coming back, there's 2 players round him there. I just think one's not denying a definite goal scoring opportunity. I think he just could be a little bit stronger. He's going over a little bit too easily. And as I say, there's bodies round there. Now, if he had given it, would we have gone, oh, that's the worst penalty decision ever? No, it's not. I just don't personally think it is.
Had a goal scoring opportunity, and if he thinks that he hasn't, he's done the first and he hasn't done the second, then it's a red card, isn't it, Andy?
Well, yeah. Obviously, that's why he's made a decision, to send him off, because he's believed he's done just that. But when you talk about going down easily, he's gone down really easily there. And as a manager, of course, you're going to be disappointed. Bruno's disappointed in that as well, because you look at both of them, you turn and say to yourself, so break it down. What is the difference? Because they've both gone down easily, but what is the difference? Yeah, I get the sending off one. I get that. But if we're talking about the penalty itself, why is one given and one's not?
The other thing that Andy makes a great point with is, why even are you wanting to go down there? You are going through to see the whites of the goalkeeper's eyes. It's a mate. You would never have tried to do that. You'd have just thought, I'm going to go through. This is obviously not the one, but this is. That's the bit that amazes me. But I just think they're both incredibly soft.
What about the decision from VAR actually to stay out of both? In the decisions, the arbiter, which is, I think, where we've probably all wanted to get to in football.
Disappointed with not winning the game after being up. But under the circumstances, with 10 men for what ended up being some sort of added time, which we haven't seen for a while, decided to bring that one back. We managed that really well. And if surely whatever they think, if one's already been given, there's enough people to decide that the other one should be the same as the first either way, and it's 2 different decisions. So yeah, it's a bit baffling, really.
What it does mean, though, is it's still just the one defeat in 10 games since you took over. Whatever happens this weekend, you go into that international break in third. Do you sense that the momentum is very much with you to achieve what you're trying to achieve this year, is ensuring Champions League football for this club?
We're in a good place, we're in a decent place. We know it's for now. Of course, we need to take the breather, and some lads, obviously a lot of the boys going away and come back strong, and we got a big finish to the season, put ourselves in this position through some good work, some good results and some good performances, and we could have had more tonight. In the end it went against us, but we still took the point. It's not the end of the world by any stretch, and we'll come back stronger after the break.
We touched on it pre-game, but a lot of people are speaking about it, a rejuvenated Manchester United, a Manchester United that's playing in the style and producing the results that people expect. Has it even superseded your expectations coming into what was a difficult position, Michael?
No, I think we came in and I came to work with the boys and trying to make the best of it, and trying to keep improving and work with them and develop the team, develop the players and work with the staff, and I think we've made some improvements. There's things we can improve on. We can get a lot better. Still a short period of time relative, and we've made a lot of steps. So I'm happy the way things have gone, but we're not satisfied. We definitely want more.
Mike, appreciate your time.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, mate. Well done.
So when you look at this, Andy, a point gained or 2 dropped?
From the positions Manchester United found themselves in, 2 dropped. But, going away with a point is better than going away with nothing.
It just gives everyone else that little flicker of hope again, doesn't it?
Yeah, but this isn't the title race. When you look at Arsenal and Man City, they're going they're going head on, and Man City just faltered a little bit of late. But when you look at the other sides, Chelsea are dropping points, Liverpool are dropping points to Tottenham Hotspurs last week. Aston Villa have gone on a bit of a bad run. So it might end up not being a bad point, but it just all depends. It can flip very quickly,
And Andoni, it's never dull between these two clubs. 12 goals in the 2 games so far. How satisfied were you with that performance, despite being another draw this evening?
Yeah, as you say, I think a very entertaining game. I think we played well. We've had good moments, good spells. It's always true that they don't have a lot to create chances and become a threat. No, so. I'm happy for the performance. Probably it's a decent point always when you face United, but it's true that if you leak, the big picture is 5 draw in a row and doesn't give you a lot in the standings, and probably especially at the end, we were looking for the win.
You twice had to come from behind tonight against a team that are in the form that Manchester United are at this moment. What does it tell us, though, still about Bournemouth and the season that you're having at this minute, given what you've had to deal with?
Yes, it has happened a lot this season. I think we are a team that normally we are playing quite open games. The first goal is not as decisive that it could happen in other games, and today we show it, and we were hoping to play a little bit more time, especially against 10. We've had these 12-15 minutes, but it hasn't been enough. But I think we've had good things, also things that we've had this the crossbar from Alex Scott, these moments, especially the first chance from Ryan. That against this kind of teams you probably have to take, or some things have to go to your side.
You mentioned Alex there. We spoke about him before the game. He was unlucky perhaps not to get on the score sheet tonight. Did he show once again why you value him so highly and why many people think he should have in that England squad?
Yeah, he's playing very well. He's consistently playing at this level. No, I could say no, he has played very well today. But if you see the past game and the past one, he has been playing at this level. But also, as I told you before the game, if you see, Garner, that is not an incredible player, or Muerto, or Lee Anderson, they are so good that I think has to be very difficult for Tuchel, no?
You've been at this club for some time now. We've spoken often, when you and I have spoken, about how it's evolved. How much has it evolved since you arrived here that you can go toe-to-toe with the likes of Manchester United and others that have been here?
Yes, it's a matchup that normally we've done well, no? I think they also try to play, they open sometimes the game, they give us chances to recover high the ball and transition, but it's true that they are so dangerous. Even when you have a throw-in, a set play for you, you are very worried because if you don't look out well, they are coming. So I think lovely game to play, I suppose. We've enjoyed the game. And probably 1 point is not what we wanted, no, but also you have to value it because it's against a very good team.
I have to ask you this final question. A lot of the success here is down to everyone at the club, but obviously you're the man that shoulders the responsibility. Your reputation has gone up and up. There are reports coming out of your home country in Spain tonight linking you with Athletic Club Bilbao. I don't know if you're aware of that. I know we're still waiting to hear about your contract situation. Is there anything that you can tell us at this moment as to where you would think you might be or want to be come the end of the season?
No, it doesn't have nothing to do with me, no? Probably as a supporter, because, it's my club, no? But no, it doesn't affect the situation. I think I've said it a lot of times. I'm really happy here. I have a great relationship with the club, and it's true that we will have to take a decision according to this. But it's a situation that I've been most of my years as a manager. No, it's not something new for me.
Can we just finish on that? And I'm not asking you, but is that decision likely to come at the very end of the season, Andoni, or will, like some other managers, be announced before the end of the season?
No, I think I cannot tell you. There are things that we have to deal internally, no, but I think it has to be before the end, definitely, yes.
We appreciate your honesty. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks.
It's an interesting situation. It's one to watch, isn't it, with Andoni Iraola? If he did leave the Premier League, Jamie, how much of a loss would he be?
Yeah, he would be, and I'd be amazed if he did still. But because I think he is an elite manager. I think he is top. I love the way that Bournemouth played.